Hey guys, today I'm going to share with you 5 ways on how to use the Facebook Messenger bot to increase your conversion rate. So whether you have an e-commerce business or really any kind of business online, you really need to look at using this very powerful resource and tool that Facebook offers. At the end of the video, I'm going to give you my tips on how to write great messages for your chatbot. That sounds kind of funny. And also be sure and download my ebook. I got a link in the description on how to launch knockout products on Amazon. It is super easy to use. Just follow the steps and you could be selling on Amazon like that. Now, as we get into my intro, be sure and subscribe to the channel to stay notified of future updates. There has been an interest in recent years for businesses to use chatbots because it reduces the amount of man hours that are required by a business to do the same exact tasks. Secondarily, it increases the speed at which the consumer gets information from the business, and this makes them happy. Facebook data shows that over 50% of people think that messaging is the modern way that consumers will interact with businesses, and 53% of folks say that they would interact with a business that uses Messenger. It's hard to argue with those stats, and besides, it's much easier to communicate via Messenger than it is, I don't know, picking up the telephone and going through one of those call tree systems, or even through email. Sure, if you have a very complicated situation, then telephone or email or a combination of the two probably is the way to go. But a messenger system, especially one utilizing a chatbot, it's going to automate a huge percentage of the amount of service calls that come in. There are a ton of benefits for a business to use a chat messenger bot system, but the number one reason is that it will inevitably increase your conversion rate. Before you begin, you really do want to sit down and take the time to predefine and write out well thought, effective messages through this sequence for your chatbot. But here are 5 ways that you can start to use this messenger system to improve your business and conversion rate. Number 1 on my list is improving customer service. And this really should be an obvious one, but by using a messenger bot, you really kind of guarantee that your customer is going to get that immediate response that they want. This not only will increase your conversion rate, but it will set you apart from your competitors. When you're building your chatbot sequence, you really want to tap into your pre-existing FAQ section that you have on your website and build a preset sequence of questions for people to automatically answer in a multiple choice fashion so that you really can narrow it down to a specific question. This immediate response will decrease the likelihood of that customer going to a competitor or another store to get what they came for. Little bonus tip here is that when you see that you begin that interaction, that exchange with a customer, you're really kind of pre-qualifying that customer as interested. And you can do that before needing to spend any real human hours on it. And those human hours cost you money. If you like these tips and tricks and tutorials that I put together for you, then let me know by liking this video. Number 2 on my list is building brand awareness. You really get an opportunity with this to let people know what your company is all about. And this is kind of your, 5-second elevator pitch, if you will. This is where you can begin to convert those people from a cold to a warm audience and really essentially move them further down your sales funnel. There's a couple of things that you can do here. First is people that have decided to interact with you. That's when you get the opportunity to go ahead and send them that initial greeting or your elevator pitch. Secondly is you can provide people with some predefined questions that they could ask you. It's so much easier for people to just click on a button to send you a message than it is for them to have to type everything. So you can pre-fill this with 2 or 3 questions that you know are relevant, but are going to ask those good, engaging questions so that you can start a conversation. Number 3 is encourage people to visit your product page. Now, once you've used one or both of the previous tactics to warm up your audience, you can now start to direct those people to your product page. It's very critical that you make this feel natural and conversational, very much like I'm doing with you right now. You don't want this to turn into what they seem to be as a sales pitch and make it feel all awkward, which I'm not doing with you right now. If you don't want to do that, you can always include a Shop Now button at the bottom of the menu, which kind of gives people a little more ability to just on their own go to your product page. And this does increase conversions very well, if not overplayed. Number 4 is send out broadcast to your subscriber base. Now, this is something that's going to be done in addition to your standard bot conversation. You can think of it very much akin to when you have an email list that you send out to. Now, just as with the sound email strategy, you don't want to do this too often, and you don't want to sound like a sales pitch every single time. You always want to provide good quality content, but occasionally send that sales coupon. I mean, at the end of the day, you're trying to make sales or generate sales on your e-com store, so do that. But also, send a question. You always want to try to be engaging with the customer so that it feels natural. Once you get them engaging with you in a conversation, you win. One other thing that you want to do here is not make them feel trapped in a conversation. Provide plenty of outs for them to quit the conversation. You don't want this to get creepy. Speaking of creepy, if you have any comments or tips to share, if you used Facebook Messenger bot for your business, leave a comment below and tell us how it went or give us some suggestions. Number 5 is the use of augmented reality. Technology today, having a business today was so much different than it has ever been. And the ability to use these technologies, Victoria Beckham uses augmented reality on her store. What she does is she allows the customer to take their phone and take a picture of themselves and try on different versions of sunglasses on the customer so that they can see how it looks like and basically just shop from their phone. It's pretty cool, and the conversion rate is outstanding. I bet you could get creative and come up with some way to use this technology in your store. Leave me a comment below and let me know how you would use it. And now for my 5 tips on writing great chat box messages. Number 1 is you don't want to overload it with text. Number 2 is use emojis. People love emojis. They're kind of like cat videos online. Number 3 is use a break between messages. You don't want to just overload them, again, with the amount of messages in your sequence. Number 4 is use images. People love images. Use images. And number 5 is allow people to easily unsubscribe. So I'm going to have a little more explanation on all these 5 tips down below in the description. And like always, I hope that you were able to take away from today's video and use some of these tips in your business. Also, don't forget to download my free ebook on my 7-step framework on how to launch knockout products online. And please, please subscribe to the channel if you found this beneficial and go on this adventure with me. I will see you on the next one.